Hello friends, today we're gonna read a story. It is called Stepping Stones, a Refugee Family's Journey. It is in Arabic and English. The book is written by Margaret Roos, artwork by Nazar Ali Badr. Rama, wake up! The rooster crowed every morning when we still lived at home. From my warm bed, I listened as Mama prepared breakfast: bread, yogurt, juicy red tomatoes from our garden. When I was little, not so long ago, my brother Sammy, our friends and I played on sun-baked soil. We laughed, ran across rocks and sand, free as birds. When Papa came in from the fields, he would sit for a time under the orange tree and tell stories of our ancestors. In that not so distant memory, we were free. Free to play, free to go to school, free to buy fruit and vegetables at the market, free to laugh and chat, drink tea with neighbors, always 3 cups. But that was then, and this is now. Back when judo, my grandfather fished. Papa worked in the fields. Mama sewed silk scarves for me and my dolls, wrapped in silk and hugs. I didn't know our lives would soon change forever. But Jetto said we weren't really free. If we're not allowed to sing our songs, to dance our dances, or pray the prayers of our choice, are we truly free? Then war came to our country. Life in our village changed. Nothing was as it had been. Soon, there was not enough food. Rama, share this bowl of soup with Sammy. I didn't know that then Mama would go hungry. But we still had Mama's hugs and Jetto's arms to hold us. Then the birds stopped singing. People began to leave our village. First a trickle, then a stream. Across dusty fields, under a burning sun. A stream driven by hope. Mothers, fathers, children, seeking a better place, a better life. A river of strangers in search of a place to be free, to live and laugh, to love again. In search of a place where bombs did not fall, where people did not die on their way to market. A river of people in search of peace. At first, when our neighbors left, I didn't mind. I had Papa and Mama and Jetto and Sammy. I still had friends. We waved goodbye, not knowing they wouldn't come back. But when bombs fell too close to our home, Mama and Papa became frightened for us all. I hid my face in Mama's lap and cried, even though I am a big girl. One day, Jetto told Sammy and me that it was time. Time to join the river of people. Time to leave all that we knew. That night, I lay in bed and cried, because I knew I would never again hear the crow of the rooster, the creak of the gate, the bleat of our goat. I lay awake and listened to the wind, wondering if the moon rises the same way in other places. Sammy and I said goodbye to the flowers in our yard, to our goat, to the soil we called home. Then we walked. We walked and walked and walked. I tried to match my steps to Jetto's long strides. I tried to hold Mama's hand, but she carried blankets, a bundle of clothes. I carried only memories in my heart. We walked, sometimes alone, but mostly with many others. Everyone fleeing the war, running away from the bombs. Papa cried a little Sammy and more, Papa carried a little Sammy and more on his back. When I grew so tired and cried, Papa told me we were walking toward a bright new future. We walked to the end of the earth, and when we reached it, there was the sea. We set sail on waves of hope and prayer. I was frightened as the waves battered our little boat, and not everyone made it safely across. We said prayers for those whose journey ended at sea. When we arrived on land once more, Mama and Papa planted seeds to grow flowers, to remember those who did not reach freedom. And on we walked. Tired, I was so tired. My feet felt like the rocks on which we walked. My legs were trees rooted to the soil. On we walked. But now we walked across lands free from war, free from guns and bombs, free from fear. Now we walked in hope. At last we came to our future. New neighbors welcomed us with open arms. I heard their voices but didn't understand their words. But when I saw their smiles, I knew what the words meant. Stay, they said. Stay here with us. You will be safe now. No more war. They shared what they had. Clothes, food, even a new doll. We have a new home now, a home with new sounds and smells, with smiles and people who help. Will this always be home? Or will we go back one day? The lucky ones, they call us. New memories, new hopes, new dreams. Not of war, but of peace. Here are the notes about the author and the illustrator. Margaret Roers is the author of many award-winning books for children. She was inspired to write Stepping Stones after she stumbled across the amazing stone artwork of Nazar Ali Badr on the internet and saw the opportunity to both raise funds to help Syrian refugees and bring the work of Mr. Badr to a wider audience. Margaret enjoys speaking about reading and writing to students at schools around the world. Her adventures have taken her to such countries as Myanmar, Pakistan, Laos, Tanzania, and many others. Margaret was born in the Netherlands and has been a Canadian for most of her life. She lives with her family on Salt Spring Island, British Columbia. Nazar Ali Badr was born and still resides in Latakia, Syria. Living in one of the oldest civilizations on Earth, he has always been inspired to paint, sculpt, and draw. In his walks along the seashore near the ancient port city of Ugarit, he always admired the stones on the beach and in the clear blue water. Now he gathers these stones and brings them home to his rooftop studio, where they become the medium of his art. These works in stone display a remarkable narrative quality, some based on the legends and tales told to him by his grandmother, others more contemporary in nature. An experienced sculptor, Nazar has never left his hometown or his country, though in his heart he accompanies the many Syrians who have been forced to flee their homeland because of ongoing violence. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed that story. Change the world one story at a time. Thank you for watching, and I'll read with you next time. Goodbye.